Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? I don't know what your political affiliation is, but I'm gonna tell you that I watched the last two nights of the Republican National Convention, and I heard a bunch of good speeches, and I heard a bunch of good rhetoric, and heard a bunch of good stuff, and Trump's gonna make America great again, and I did not hear any lies, and Trump is the official Republican nominee for the presidency, and his VP is this Vance guy, and he seems pretty good. He looks pretty good, and the Republicans were, having a blast. They're having a party, and they was all firing up and rallying up, and all kinds of cool speeches went on and stuff. You had Franklin Graham there. You had Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt off. You had Kid Rock rocking it and rocking the house. You had Lee Greenwood singing "God Bless the USA." Man, it was just some good fun times. Had by everybody and all. You had Charlie I mean, there was some celebrities that you saw that there was endorsing. That was backing Trump. There was just all kinds of different things. All kinds of different people were there, and you had the Wisconsin cheeseheads. That man, I want one of their hats, cheese heads. I want a cheese hat that says uh, this, that says MAGA on it or something. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, seemed like everybody was for Trump. The message of unity for the party being united, was on point. It was on the ball. All the good messages were. Trump gave his testimony of, what happened with the assassination thing. It was good. He had his one of his granddaughters, talked about him. Tell you got to see his family. He has a huge family, huge, kind of like John Tyler. So this guy's going to pull a Grover Cleveland, and he's like, John Tyler. I like John Tyler. John Tyler was a good president. Trump's like John Tyler. He has a lot of kids like John Tyler. He was a good president. But, I mean, seems like he's going to do all right. He's going to try to do. He's going to do what he said he was going to do. He's going to do the same things that he already did. He's going to, reverse all the junk that the Crazy Joe did. And I heard Crazy Joe might have COVID, so they're either going to try to use that to make it where he can't run anymore and try to put camel toe hair in office, or we she'll lose to Trump because, first of all, women don't like women, and blacks don't like black women. So yeah, you put camel toe in office and or try to run her. Yeah, can we say you? Every strategy Democrats are doing has failed against Trump. Yeah, so the only strategy they really have is lies, and only stupid people are believing the lies. So yeah. So that's just my thoughts on the RNC. Um, I and just another side thing. Um, I kind of don't like this law that exists in the state of Tennessee. Um, there's a law now. I'm just going because I went early voting today for the primary. I have two problems with the early voting today. Well, I got three problems. First of all, I don't like the law that exists. There's a law out there that says if you're not a member of a major political party, you are not allowed to vote in that party's primary. I don't like that law because there's a major strategy to voting for the like if you're a Republican, there's a strategy for voting in the Democrat primary, and if you're a Democrat, there's a strategy for voting in Republican primaries. The strategy is you don't really care who your nominee is, but you do care who their nominee is. So if you want to try to get a certain person of their nominee, it would, it helps. Like you try, if a bunch of Democrats were to vote Republican primary in a Republican primary, they could try to sway the primary away from the candidate you don't want. I guess that's why the law exists, but it kind of makes a little more sense because to allow the other side to vote in the primaries, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's a strategy in it, but it's just, I just don't like the idea that because I used to like switch back and forth every once in a while. Um, and now they've made it like illegal. So I would have to become a Democrat and just to be voting for a Democrat primary. Then I'd have to also become a Republican to vote in a Republican primary. And I'd have to like officially switch my party back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Personally, what I think they should do is get rid of primaries and just put everybody on the ballot that's running for office, whether they're Democrat, Republican, or Independents, and then do choice ranked voting where you pick a number for each candidate that's running. So you have your first choice, second choice, third choice, fourth choice, and your fifth choice, which is you don't want them at all. Um, so that way, both the Democrats and the Republicans and the Independents are all on one ballot. And if there's 10 people on that ballot, um, you then would take whoever made the most points, got the most ones, or and then you'd have a runoff of the top three. So that's how I would think you should do the election. Um, Another thing about where I live, personally, I think I should be allowed to vote, and everybody should be allowed to vote in the Democrat primaries, even if they're Republican, where I'm located, because where I'm at, we're basically giving it over to the Democrats. The Republicans are basically essentially giving over literally most positions over to the Democrats. I've looked at the ballots, and Republicans in Shelby County